I am currently a photo editor at Newsweek magazine. In the last days of Newsweek as a print edition, a magazine that's been around for about 80 years. I've actually been at Newsweek for 12 years, and when I was originally there, we had a masthead of photographers. And for me, and I say this humbly, I thought it was arguably one of the most involved, creative, and an interesting group of photographers in the magazine industry. But of course, part of the reason they were so interesting is that they did much more than just the magazine. But their ability to engage and consider and photograph story was quite phenomenal. Luc Delahaye, Alex Majoli, Paolo Pellegrin, Chris Anderson, Laurent van der Stek. It was a very heady group of people that, for me, went well beyond just the image. Am I a good photo editor? I work at that, and that is a daily undertaking. That was what today was all about. Am I good at it? I talk to a story and try to channel feelings, but as a photo editor, I actually really believe in just trying to temper the work that I'm seeing, but in no way to claim it as my own. I just try to channel it. What makes me happy, which is still fully involved, is the conversation with people in the world and creative people in the world who venture out into it to engage story and try to render it and think about it and consider it and approach it. And to the extent that I work in a magazine or in a company, I mean, I think the primary task is you're involved in a group dynamic where people, the photographers who come here are, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but there is a feeling of real emotion among them to come into a scenario which is almost protected, to explore, the reasons and the ideas of why they pursue what they pursue. And when I see that kind of energy, and you see it among 12 people inside the room of a beautiful building in Amsterdam, what is there about that not to like? I mean, it is exhausting at times, it's overwhelming, you don't have all the answers that certainly people want. But like I tell all of them, it's the beginning of a conversation, and if it fundamentally and effectively works, it's a conversation that goes on much longer than a week. This is the time to reach out and plant seeds, to grow and find people, like-minded people, who, if it works, will be part of your life for years. And the red line for me is begin, start. I have always found it amazingly courageous for people to come to me and show me the work that they do about a project. It's always a little bit strangely awkward when people tell me they have something really good, that it's finished, that it's done. I prefer a much more kind of open, unfinished approach to a body of work so that an actual conversation can begin. To see where they're going with something is a wonderful exchange to have with a person. Which isn't to say they don't have finished bodies of work, but the process and the medium that I hope that people walk from this week with is that sense of wanting to continue and to engage and to look for solutions and find answers and challenge themselves aesthetically. And as I tell many of them, I work with and have worked with some celebrated people who most in the community and outside the community would think they just have it. They have solutions to all these things, and the truth of the matter is they don't. And they admit that when they go out on their next assignment, when they embark on their next project. There's an innocence and an uneasiness in trying to sensitively make a photograph.